everyone. So I have to apologize quick. I'm so sorry this is up so late. I had a family situation and I just didn't have time to edit or voice over this video. But this is my third layout for this round of the For Love of Homemade Kit series, and I'm starting with that background paper. After my last voiceover, remember how I was talking about how I had these like preschool colors? Well, it got me thinking that this kit might make a really nice school layout. So I went ahead and grabbed 2 photos, and I got some inspiration from the Design Decisions class by Shamel Lane, and so I'm going to use some of the prompts and information in that class along with these 2 photos. Now these 2 photos are photos that aren't great. They're just phone photos, and what's important about these photos is the story that goes with the photos. So while I often make the focus of my layout the photos, for this particular layout, I want the photos to be secondary, and I want the focus of my page to be on my journaling and the story that I want to tell. So what I've done here is I've created a line across my page, and this is going to act like a shelf for both of my photos to sit, and then I'm also going to create a grid that's going to include my journaling. So just a little word on my kit here. I am running out of paper. So when I did this kit, I thought it was really big, but it's not really big on paper. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead through my stash because I really wanted to keep using this kit. A lot of you commented below how much on my kit review, how much you liked this kit, and I said I would definitely create more than just 4 layouts with it, but I'm running out of paper. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to infuse some more paper into my kit because I still have a ton of embellishments. So I'm just going to infuse some more 6x6 papers and some more 12x12 papers into the kit, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do at least 2 more layouts with the supplies from this kit, and they will just be on my channel as process videos. So, and maybe I'll mark them as the For Love of Homemade kits, just so you know which ones those would be. What I did here was I created a block. This is for my grid to live. I'm going to start by with some of these papers from my stash. I'm cutting them into 2x2 squares, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to discover this 6x6 sheet of cut-aparts. This is part of my kit, and it's from the Dear Lizzie Saturdays collection. It's a sheet of cut-aparts, and I'm going to use almost every cut-apart off of this piece of paper. So what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting it all apart, and then I'm going to replace the pattern paper with the hearts. I do really like that paper, but it has almost a cream base to it. It's not a stark white like the rest of the papers, and so I decide that I'm going to replace it with some of these little boxes, and that's going to create lots of room for my journaling, and that's what I wanted for this layout. I wanted lots of room for journaling. Sorry about that. Apparently my dogs wanted their 15 seconds of YouTube fame, and now they have settled down so I can come back to my voiceover. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to move these squares around a little bit because I have 2 that are green, I have 2 that are red, and I have 2 that are teal, and I wanted to kind of spread the color around onto this grid. Now I just trimmed the navy blue cardstock around so that we have a nice even frame around all 6 of those boxes. And I'm just going to work here a little bit with making sure I like where things are, and I'm going to go ahead and put my journaling in because I want to make sure that I have enough room for my journaling. My journaling is the bulk of this layout, and what this layout's about is the story that I'm telling about this day that my son went to take some standardized testing that our school required. So I'm going to grab my Muji pen, and I'm going to do all the journaling, and then I'm going to outline my journaling. And now I've collected a bunch of little pieces to add to my little boxes. So I decided to pull from this True Stories core collection this cute little light bulb. I thought it was, it works for school for me. it might be a little bit random, but when am I ever going to have a light bulb themed layout? So it is slightly random. So I put that strip, that black and white striped strip at the top, and I want to carry some black and white through my grid. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the plus signs, and I'm going to put my title at the bottom. I also added from my die cut pack this ruler, which was from those old Amy Tangerine die cuts that I had in my stash. So I used the backside of the Cocoa Vanilla Studios paper that had the plus signs on it, and I thought that it would be nice to pull in some plus signs into the grid and into my layout as well. And my son was in 3rd grade at this time, so I wanted to add little tiny 3s. And when I went through my embellishments, I had 2 that I could use. One was from the True Stories sticker collection, and the other one is going to be a puffy sticker, and you'll see that in a bit. So I decided to add just as a little, if you're looking closely, I wanted this grid to have lots of little details, and I thought adding the little navy blue 3s just here and there kind of was another little detail to add to the 3 parts of the grid that I'm going to embellish. I don't want big embellishments on these grids. I just want little pieces. Now I'm going to flip these plus signs around, and they're going to need a little bit of extra adhesive because they're kind of falling apart. Those thickers from Amy or Dear Lizzie, the Saturday ones, the ones with the words and stuff, they kind of are shredding on me a little bit when I pull them off the backer, but that's okay because we're going to use them up. Now I'm just going to go ahead and go through these stickers quick and make sure there's nothing else I want to add, any little things before I move on to my puffy stickers, my puffy embellishments, and the last little bits and pieces. This is a set of wood veneer from LA Studio. I considered those white tags that you saw there for a second, but I didn't really want to add tags to this layout too much. But I'm looking at these wood veneers. These all have book sayings on it, and you can see in there he is reading a book. So I'm going to add that little wood veneer right there, and I thought that helped because the cork is brown, and I thought, well, we should have something else that's brown or craft or neutrally colored to kind of go with the light bulb. And then the floor where my son is sitting, there's that big open space that's like a crafty, creamy, browny color. So I thought that kind of helped that too. It didn't look too out of place. Now here's that second little 3 that I'm going to just tuck in here. So I'm going to go through these Saturday collections. I'm just looking for things that are, maybe a little school themed. I'm going to grab the eyeglasses and that little tag that has a little navy blue 3 on it. And then this camera, I'm going to actually end up putting it right there on top. That camera up in that corner was very dark, and I needed to lighten it up. So I took the puffy camera and I placed it right over the camera that was on the journaling box. And now I'm going to add a little plus sign, and then I'm going to move on to these little Chamel puffy hearts. I'm going to choose 3 of them, and I'm going to choose 3 striped ones, and you can see them there on the layout. I chose the 3 striped ones that had all the different colors that I've included onto my layout. Now, I wanted enamel dots, but we don't have enamel dots in the kit, and I didn't want sequins, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Nuvo crystal drops, and I'm just going to, in white, and I'm just going to make teeny tiny little enamel dots, and then I'm going to splatter some of the mist from my kit in Mama Sings the Blues. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out Hannah, Christina, Felicia, and Megan's videos as well, and I hope you enjoy this. Let me know in the comments below if you like that idea of me infusing this kit with some new paper and making 2 or 3 more layouts that I will post just as process videos next month. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you again next week. Bye!